Soul Land Episode 185 Original Novel DouLuo DaLu. Chapter 218. Peak 7 Tests and Yellow 1 Test. TL by Bagelson. Hearing Seahorse DouLuo's explanation, Tang San suddenly said. Wait a moment. Senior, you said Mubai doesn't have any chance of passing the trial, that his death is certain. Then, how could you pass the trial? As far as I know, the people on Sea God Island take the trials at 18. Don't tell me you were stronger than Mubai is now when you were 18. Seahorse DouLuo shook his head, saying. When I was 18 I still hadn't reached 40th rank, quite a bit lower than he is now. But there's one thing you have to understand. For the black level trials the Lord Sea God gives us Sea God Island Spirit Masters, one must be completed every 10 years. Even so, my black level for tests put me on the border of death several times. The final test I confronted was to survive in the middle of a school of the island protecting divine beasts, the devil spirit great white sharks, for 2 hours. Everyone went silent, but Seahorse DouLuo still didn't find any fear or discouragement from any of their faces. Zhu Zuqing was the second to step forward, standing just where Dai Mubai stood before, a cool and beautiful smile rippling past. Senior, ask the Lord Sea God to bestow me a trial. Seahorse DouLuo frowned slightly. You won't reconsider? Zhu Zuqing calmly said. Senior, we came here in order to take the trials. If the trials were too simple, wouldn't this trip be in vain? How can there be propulsion without pressure? We've already done a lot of impossible things, what's creating another miracle? Zhu Zuqing used real action to show Seahorse DouLuo her determination. Just like she said, they were here to learn from experience, they wouldn't shrink back no matter how difficult this sea god's experience for them was. Fine. You kids really have drive. Very few can possess courage like yours. This title DouLuo didn't say anything else, blue light condensing once again. Amidst the flashing radiance of the seahorse sacred pillar, another beam of light descended from the sky, enveloping Zhu Zuqing. Blue became white, and without the slightest pause turned yellow, then purple. Just like Seahorse DouLuo predicted, the purple gradually darkened, until it finally became black. Seeing those black devil lines on the seahorse divine pillar slowly clamber up, Seahorse DouLuo couldn't help sighing deeply. Having once experienced the difficulty of the black level trials, he of course didn't believe that these youths in front of him could pass it just by relying on courage, and in his heart he felt a rare bit of regret. But as the examiner, since the Shrek 7 devils were this determined, he couldn't do anything. The black pattern kept climbing, however, the black light Zhu Zuqing caused didn't climb as high as Dai Mubai's, stopping approximately at the middle of the seahorse divine pillar, then no longer rose. 5 light screens suddenly appeared, and besides being one fewer than Dai Mubai's, the circumstances were exactly the same. Zhu Zuqing equally closed her eyes, sitting down cross-legged after the black light rushed into her forehead, slowly pondering. On her forehead appeared a black pentagram. Black level 5 tests, second only to Dai Mubai's black level 6 tests, the difficulty went without saying. Oscar rushed to step forward before Ning Rongrong, standing in the corresponding position. Before Seahorse DouLuo began praying to the Sea God, he asked. Senior, I have a question. With the difficulty of these trials, if we can pass, what benefits can we have? I mean benefits besides getting the corresponding authority on Sea God Island. Seahorse DouLuo said. Obtaining rights on Sea God Island is the greatest benefit you can receive. If we're talking about other benefits, then, your purpose of raising your strength faster under pressure would count. Oscar smiled and nodded. Then, Senior, please begin. According to Seahorse DouLuo's experience, even though this young spirit master in front of him had a somewhat strange spirit, and also definitely had spirit bones, as a food system spirit master, the trials he would face would definitely be a bit lower than the 2 preceding people. But after the magic lines clambered up, Seahorse DouLuo still discovered his mistake. Finally appearing in front of Oscar was, just like Dai Mubai, actually also 6 black light screens. The highest trial of the black level 6 tests. The light fading, a black hexagram appeared on Oscar's forehead. He didn't enter contemplation like Dai Mubai and Zhu Zuqing did, but on the contrary somewhat excitedly opened his eyes. Very good, I also have 6 trials. Haha. Seahorse DouLuo looked distracted a moment. You're very happy to have black level 6 trials. Even he felt that the Lord Sea God's trials for these youngsters was a bit too difficult. A food system spirit master also suffered black level 6 tests, then how could there be a chance to pass? Oscar grinned, saying. It seems the Lord Sea God grants trials according to the examinee's comprehensive quality, so if I also have black level 6 tests, then that proves my potential is the same as Boss Dai's, even one step higher than Zuking. Is that right? Seahorse DouLuo watched as Oscar retreated to a side, and helplessly shook his head. He discovered that he truly didn't understand the way these youngsters thought. Could it be he hadn't explained it clearly? The result of failure was death. His thoughts still hadn't disappeared before Ning Rongrong walked up. Hearing what she mumbled to herself, Seahorse DouLuo didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Beyond 6 tests, beyond 6 tests. Before Ning Rongrong reached the seahorse sacred pillar, she bowed slightly to it. Revered Lord Sea God, you have to let me surpass 6 tests. If 2 words could describe Seahorse DouLuo's current mood, then, choked speechless would be most suitable. Even if your spirit is the 9 treasure glazed tile pagoda, you're still a support type spirit master, you still want to surpass black level 6 tests? He gave up on arguing with Ning Rongrong, directly beginning Ning Rongrong's trial. But in fact, Seahorse DouLuo was once again taken aback. The sea god's light without hesitation stepped from white to yellow, from yellow to purple, swiftly entering the bizarre black world. The black magic lines climbed sharply upward, and as Seahorse DouLuo stared as if his eyes would pop out, the black magic line slowly passed the middle of the seahorse sacred pillar, which already meant Ning Rongrong would undergo the difficulty of the black level 6 tests. However, that black magic line still didn't stop, climbing towards the top. Very soon it reached the 2/3 mark, which also represented the black level 6 tests position. Heavens! I've gone insane. With so many years without the appearance of a black level trial, but in this moment, there were 6. Seahorse DouLuo's lamented inwardly. But at this moment, that black magic line that seemed to have already stopped, suddenly moved up 1 step. Immediately afterward, the black-washed magic line originally covering the seahorse sacred pillar, instantly changed color, completely turning a dazzling crystalline red. A line of red light also subsequently soared upwards, piercing the sky. That was a ray of light the color of blood, perfectly straight shooting towards the sky, making the clear blue sky flash with a bloody light. On Sea God Island, several thousand pairs of eyes turned to the sky practically simultaneously. Among them, after 6 black-clothed elders sitting equally in front of different obelisks saw this red light, their eyes revealed an unstoppable intense radiance. Almost at the same time, they all exhaled the same words. Peak level 7 trials. Even at the center of Sea God Island, within a special shrine, a pair of eyes that had already been closed for 10 years, also opened because of this red light. A faint astonishment and even more pleased meaning filled the face, and the body that hadn't moved for 10 years slowly stood. The red light slowly faded, 7 screens of red light one by one entering Ning Rongrong's forehead, turning in a bizarre red heptagram, giving her originally extremely fair skin a faint red luster. Seahorse DouLuo was already completely lifeless. Red, that actually meant peak level red. Different from the high mortality rate of the black, this peak level red appeared far, far too few times. At Ning Rongrong's laughter like silver bells, Seahorse DouLuo came to himself, just in time to see Ning Rongrong joyfully self-satisfied make a face at Oscar. And Oscar's expression was discouraged, as if in pain from having 1 fewer trials than Ning Rongrong, and being 1 overall level lower. Miss, may I ask for your full name? Seahorse DouLuo bowed slightly, saluting Ning Rongrong. At the change in Seahorse DouLuo's manner, the Shrek 7 devils couldn't help looking distracted. By now, Daimyo Bai and Zhu Zuking had also opened their eyes. As a title DouLuo, and also as one of the guardians of the sea god's 7 sacred pillars, even though this Seahorse DouLuo hadn't been rude before, he'd still been indifferent, cold and aloof. He was only polite to the Shrek 7 devils because of their talent. But the expression that now appeared on this title DouLuo's face could even be described as deferential. Even though this deference was only aimed at Ning Rongrong alone, it still shocked the others. In fact, he was a title DouLuo. Senior, I'm called Ning Rongrong. This is... Ning Rongrong said astonished. Seahorse DouLuo swallowed. I'm very honored to be your examiner. Even though I don't understand why the peak level trial would appear for you, but for a very long time in the future, if you have anything you need on the island, please come find me. I will help you deal with it as far as possible. Oscar blinked, and couldn't help saying. Senior, the difference here is a bit too much. Me and her are only 1 trial apart, how come the difference is this big? What's the difference between 6 and 7 tests? Seahorse DouLuo didn't glance at Oscar, the deference on his face growing a bit deeper. Different from the black level trials, from the start of the first peak level trial, there has never been an instance of someone not passing. And the last time the peak level trial appeared, was the trial for the island's high priest. As long as Miss Ning Rongrong passes the peak level trial, she is the high priest's successor. She is also the future ruler of Sea God Island. Hearing Seahorse DouLuo's explanation, everyone understood. Looking at each other, their gazes at Ning Rongrong grew strange. Tang San muttered. Senior, don't tell me the peak level 7 tests is easier than the black level 6 tests. Seahorse DouLuo shook his head. Of course not, the peak level 7 tests are a whole level higher than the black level 6 tests, however, every time the peak level trials appear, they all symbolize the appearance of someone capable of completing it, and moreover a formidable spirit master to inherit the position of priest. Even if it's difficult it will definitely succeed. Ning Rongrong burst into giggles, slapping Oscar's shoulder. It doesn't matter, you follow me in the future. Oscar indignantly said. Unfair, too unfair. I want peak level 7 tests too. Due to his change in manner towards Ning Rongrong, Seahorse DouLuo's manner towards the others also softened a lot, faintly telling Oscar. There is only one chance to receive the sea god's light. Tang San said. Senior, then we'll continue. Xiang, you go. Fine. Bai Chenxiang stepped forward without the slightest hesitation, standing next to Seahorse DouLuo. Right now, Seahorse DouLuo's mind was practically heaving, but he still showed the calm of a title DouLuo, inwardly thinking, even if it's another black level 6 tests, I still won't be shocked. Under the charge of Seahorse DouLuo, the sea god's light descended once again. Bathed in the beam of blue light, Bai Chenxiang's radiance clearly changed slower than for Dai Mubai and the others. Blue slowly turned white, then again from white very slowly turned to yellow. The radiance also stopped at this yellow color. Flickering, one yellow light screen appeared in front of Bai Chenxiang. Yellow level 1 test. Only yellow level 1 test. The sea god's light wouldn't lie. Bai Chenxiang numbly felt that yellow light enter her body. In a disappointed mood, she truly understood just how large the difference between her and the Shrek 7 devils was. Talent, potential, they were all too far apart. Under the light of the sea god, she didn't even reach the purple level trials. However, after the yellow light entered her forehead and turned into a round yellow dot, Bai Chenxiang's complexion changed once again, turning from her previous disappointment to shock. She stared in a daze at the seahorse sacred pillar in front of her, as if she had discovered something incredulous. The one most concerned about Bai Chenxiang was naturally Fatty, and seeing Bai Chenxiang's expression as if she'd seen a ghost, he hastily stepped forward to ask. What? Xiang, is the trial too difficult? Bai Chenxiang raised both hands to push at Fatty, a difficult to conceal blush rising on her face, and the unfathomably mystified Ma Hongjun was pushed 2 steps back. Bai Chenxiang instantly looked at Seahorse DouLuo, asking with a somewhat strange expression. Senior, if I can't pass this trial, what will the consequences be? Seahorse DouLuo said. The yellow level trials are generally fairly simple, absolutely not difficult. If you can't pass it within 1 month, you won't be harmed, but you must leave Sea God Island, and may hereafter never set foot here again. As the examiner, he knew the contents of Bai Chenxiang's trial, and right now he also had an extremely odd expression, as if forcing back a smile. Seeing Bai Chenxiang's expression, Tang San also felt something was wrong. Xiang, what trial is so embarrassing? In his impression, Bai Chenxiang wasn't someone who would retreat from difficulties. Even more, if the yellow level trial was that difficult, wouldn't the black level and peak level trials of their comrades be as difficult as climbing the sky? Bai Chenxiang forcefully drew a few deep breaths, making her ample chest heave. Looking at Fatty to the side, she couldn't help secretly swallow, eyes blinking. As if making some decision, and even more as if stepping onto her execution ground, Bai Chenxiang's beautiful big eyes displayed an unhesitating resolve. She told Ma Hongjun. Fatty, come here. Seeing Bai Chenxiang's expression, Fatty also had no idea what she was doing, and probed. Xiang, are you all right? Bai Chenxiang angrily said. Are you coming here or not? Right now, her mood was quite unstable. Ma Hongjun hurriedly took 2 steps forward, standing in front of Bai Chenxiang. Just as he was about to say something, Bai Chenxiang leapt at his chest like a whirlwind, both arms circling his neck, puckering her fragrant lips, she somewhat obsessively kissed Fatty. This. Tang San, Dai Mubai, Zhu Zuqing, Oscar, and Ning Rongrong all stared wide-eyed at the same time. They were currently unable to believe what was happening in front of them was real. Fuck me, too bold. Oscar couldn't help saying. Ma Hongjun also stared blankly by Bai Chenxiang's sudden kiss. He just felt Bai Chenxiang's ice-cold lips stick to his, somewhat shuddering and shaky, but it was this immature feeling that stupefied Fatty. He'd kissed a lot of women, but had never had such a soul-stirring feeling. After a moment, Fatty's otherwise always brazen face unexpectedly blushed. At a loss, he spread his hands, wanting to embrace Bai Chenxiang, but still didn't dare, nor did he dare respond with his lips in the slightest, afraid he would scare the figure leaning against his chest. Dai Mubai whispered to Tang San. When did Fatty get this shy? Look at him, doesn't even dare hold her, how come he seems like a virgin when their relationship has progressed to this stage? Tang San smiled wryly. How would I know? Boss Dai, I'm the real virgin. Dai Mubai looked shocked at Tang San, then again to Xiao Wu in his arms. No way. Brother, how about Big Bro teaches you a couple of moves? Tang San shot him an angry glare. Leave it, I can get by on my own. With Xiao Wu not yet recovered, how can I desecrate her body? While they were talking, Fatty kept enjoying the situation on his side. He discovered that, as time went on, Bai Chenxiang's lips gradually stopped trembling, the chill also turned warm, and even softer. He wanted to directly pull her tightly into his embrace and wantonly shower her with affection. But at this moment, Fatty's mind was unprecedentedly clear. Vaguely, he already understood what was going on. Therefore, he still didn't move, only letting Bai Chenxiang's lips cover his. This kiss seemed even more like lips touching. Time swiftly passed, and just as the others were preparing to give up on them and keep accepting the sea god's light, Fatty raised his hands, grabbing Bai Chenxiang's shoulders and gradually pushing her off. Bai Chenxiang's face was already deep red with embarrassment. When Ma Hongjun grabbed her shoulders, her heart was beating frantically, but she never imagined that this Fatty not only wouldn't move one step further, but on the contrary push her away. Could it be her kiss was so unattractive? This was my first kiss. Fatty swept aside the somewhat messy hair on Bai Chenxiang's forehead. Good. Your trial is already completed. The yellow dot on your forehead is gone. Just as Fatty's words fell, a yellow halo abruptly surged out from within Bai Chenxiang. Within the radiance, a strange triangular symbol drifted out from her back, again slowly branding her back. Bai Chenxiang clearly felt the surrounding sea water seem to become friendly, everything here becoming so comfortable. The yellow light kept going for the time of half a stick of incense before gradually fading. Bai Chenxiang, under everyone's amazed attention, mumbled. My spirit power rose 1 rank. Hearing this, everyone couldn't keep their eyes from brightening. Yellow trial completion could raise 1 rank of spirit power, then how immense would the benefits of the even higher black and peak level trials be? However, before they could ponder further, they saw Ma Hongjun quickly take a few steps forward, falling to his knees before the seahorse sacred pillar. As everyone watched dumbstruck, he dong knocked his head against the ground 3 times. Lord Sea God, hereafter I am your believer. Too grateful. Tang San and the others understood by now. Ning Rongrong pulled over Bai Chenxiang. Xiang, don't tell me your trial was to kiss this Fatty. Bai Chenxiang nodded red-faced. Had to kiss for 1 stick of incense. Oscar burst into giggles, bumping Ning Rongrong. Darling, I wonder if your trials have something similar. Someone with a yellow level trial had to kiss for the time of 1 stick of incense, then wouldn't your peak level trial be? Seeing the lewd light in Oscar's eyes, Ning Rongrong's face instantly also reddened, forcefully pinching the soft meat at his waist. Keep dreaming. This Lord Sea God really seems like a joker. By now Fatty had already crawled up, rushing over to Bai Chenxiang, his face filled with grief. When Bai Chenxiang saw him she was first bashful, but when thinking of Fatty's still quite considerate appearance before, she still didn't have any major conflict with him. Looking at his expression, she couldn't help asking. What is it? Fatty said sadly. Xiang, you stole my kiss, so hereafter I am yours. You have to take responsibility. You. Bai Chenxiang then understood, this damned Fatty was actually just as bad as ever. Let alone her, the other Shrek 7 devils all saw it. Dai Mubai, Tang San, Oscar, the three of them practically simultaneously kicked Fatty's butt. Scram! Ah! Fatty made an exaggerated bitter wail and, with a putong sound, fell into the sea within the sea. Fortunately the place this fellow landed was close to the shore, and with a few flops, crawled up drenched through, snapping. Jealous, all nakedly jealous. However, as he saw Bai Chenxiang and everyone's unimpressed expressions, he quickly shut his mouth, rushing over next to Seahorse DouLuo, with an ingratiating smile. Senior, please let the Lord Sea God bestow me with a trial. Hereafter I am the Lord Sea God's faithful believer. Seahorse DouLuo looked at Fatty's vulgar expression, and inwardly thought, the Lord Sea God doesn't want you. But according to the procedures, he still once again condensed his spirit power, starting to commune with the seahorse sacred pillar. As blue light shone on Ma Heng-jun, this Fatty looked impatiently at the changes in the seahorse sacred pillar in front of him. The magic lines appeared, and the light around Fatty changed very quickly, in just a few eye blinks it had already changed to the black category. Seeing that black color climbing up, Fatty couldn't help praying, higher, a bit higher. Only, finally he was still fated to disappointed receive a black hexagram brand on his forehead. The same as Dai Mubai and Oscar, he also had black level 6 tests. Ultimately he didn't reach the degree of Ning Rongrong's peak level 7 trials. By now, among the 8, only Tang San and Xiao Wu still hadn't received the tests bestowed by the Sea God's light. Tang San handed Xiao Wu to Ning Rongrong's care, while he walked alone up to the Seahorse Divine Pillar, bowing slightly to Seahorse DouLuo. Senior, please. Among the 8, the one that interested Seahorse DouLuo the most was also Tang San. Even now he didn't know what level Tang San's strength was. He didn't talk either, immediately urging his spirit power and starting the day's 7th Sea God's light. Blue illumination quietly immersed Tang San's body, but strangely, after this blue light shrouded him it didn't start quickly changing color like it did for the others, still remaining blue. But the light grew stronger and stronger. It was the first time Seahorse DouLuo had ever seen anything like it, and he didn't understand why the blue light didn't start changing either. Even the weakest spirit master would still at least receive a white level trial, and the youngster in front of him clearly wasn't lacking strength. Just as everyone were quietly astounded at the Sea God's light failing to change color, the blue light over Tang San transformed. It didn't change color, but rather changed in number. The originally one beam of blue light suddenly split into two, the other light shifting sideways, just falling on Xiao Wu whose arm was being held by Ning Rongrong. The blue light trembled slightly, shaking off Ning Rongrong, then brought Xiao Wu back to stand next to Tang San. Such a bizarre scene immediately made Dai Mubai, Oscar, and the others' hearts leap up. Xiao Wu had already lost her soul, how could she pass a trial? Even the simplest white level trial would be extremely difficult for her to complete. Furthermore, why did the Sea God's light suddenly split, and pull Xiao Wu over to accept a trial with Tang San? Just at this moment, the blue light around Tang San still didn't change, but the light around Xiao Wu began to quickly transform. Blue turned to white, then again quickly changed to yellow, and further to purple without pause. Right now, Tang San's complexion had also changed. He wanted to throw off the blue light around him, but discovered that he couldn't even move a finger. Even though he didn't feel any pressure, illuminated by that blue light he still couldn't do anything. He could only watch the vacant Xiao Wu stand next to him in the constantly changing light beam. When black appeared, the Shrek 7 devils' complexions had all grown unsightly. None of them feared any difficult trials, but Xiao Wu was the exception. She had already lost her own soul. How could she accept the Sea God's trial? Moreover, if a black level trial couldn't be completed, it would only end in death. The black magic lines on the seahorse sacred pillar kept climbing. Dai Mubai and the others couldn't help it, and thought to charge forward, but with a wave of Seahorse DouLuo's right hand, an azure barrier of light blocked their path forward. That wasn't just Seahorse DouLuo's own strength, but also drew support from the Sea God's power contained within the Seahorse sacred pillar. Let alone Dai Mubai and the others having far from enough strength, even if it was a title DouLuo here, they still wouldn't easily be able to break down this barrier. The black magic lines still kept climbing. Tang San's anxiety was like his 5 organs burning, but he was still unable to keep that black light from spreading. Very soon, those black magic lines had already climbed to the same black level 6 tests position as Dai Mubai and Ma Heng-jun and Oscar had. The Shrek 7 devils, besides Tang San and Xiao Wu who couldn't move, the others subconsciously clenched their fists. However, their shock still hadn't ended. The black light suddenly leapt up, again becoming that beautiful crystalline red. A line of red light also soared, piercing the sky. That light, the color of blood, instantly rose up, making the quiet blue sky flash with bloody light. Peak level 7 tests, another peak level 7 tests. Not only the Shrek 7 devils were stunned, Seahorse DouLuo was also gaping widely by now. How many years had it been since the appearance of the peak level 7 tests? Today two appeared in one go. What was most difficult for him to understand was that this white-clothed, vacant-faced young lady hadn't said a thing since coming here. Her aura wasn't weak, but her mind was so weak it was close to non-existent. Judging by the expressions of the others, there was definitely something wrong with this girl. A person like this could also receive the peak level 7 tests? However, scenes that were even more shocking to Seahorse DouLuo followed. With a flash of red light, a red light screen appeared in front of Xiao Wu. Unlike Ning Rongrong, who had 7, just a single screen appeared in front of her. One red light shone, and disappeared into Xiao Wu through her forehead, turning into a red dot and adding some luster to her complexion that could already outshine flowers. Peak level 1 test? Seahorse DouLuo stared stupidly at Xiao Wu. In his memory, peak level trials appeared very rarely to begin with, but never had there been just one trial. Moreover, even as the main examiner, he still couldn't clearly see what Xiao Wu's one trial was about. These 8 foreign land spirit masters seemed to be synonymous with overturning. The red light disappeared into Xiao Wu's forehead, but the light beam didn't vanish, only the red light on the seahorse sacred pillar gradually faded. At this moment, the radiance around Tang San also began to change. If the light could be said to change gradually when the others received the sea god's light, then, the light enveloping Tang San changed by leaps and bounds. Blue, white, yellow, purple, these 4 colors flashed past as one, extremely fast, even so much that it gave people a kind of dazzling feeling. Even purple and black changed in just a split second. The next moment, the black magic lines climbed with astonishing speed, so fast that surpassed everyone else who had taken the trial. Heavens, don't tell me it's another peak level trial. Seahorse DouLuo was discovering that his heart couldn't take this kind of provocation. As the protector of the seahorse sacred pillar, let alone him, none of the 7 great sacred pillars had ever faced a scene like this. However, the shock didn't lessen because of Seahorse DouLuo's changing mood, but on the contrary rose to an unprecedented peak. Those black magic lines smoothly passed the 2/3 point on the seahorse sacred pillar, the black color turning blood red, blood-colored magic lines abruptly appearing, and moreover, this time the blood-colored lines not only leapt up from that point, but rather instantly shot to the peak, directly to the tip of the seahorse sacred pillar. A humming sound like a whimper of the sea echoed from the seahorse sacred pillar, and immediately afterward, an enormous blood-red beam of light, 10 times that triggered by Xiao Wu and Ning Rongrong before, shot to the sky. The sea within the sea churned. At this moment, giant waves up to 100 meters tall abruptly rose from the entire sea within the sea, rising perpendicular to the surface. Amidst the giant waves, intense blue light erupted. The changes still hadn't finished, the entire sea god island seemed to shudder along with the red pillar of light shooting up, and the Shrek 7 devils immediately saw 6 equally enormous blood-colored pillars of light shoot to the sky. The 6 beams of light converged to one point in the sky, and the next moment, the blood color faded, and from the point where they met, a dazzling golden beam of light fell from the sky. Everyone and everything entered a state of absolute stillness in this moment, only that splendorous light fell, like the focus of the sea and heaven. It ends here. See likes, subscribes, shares and comments.